Hello and welcome to MetalVice in 666. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined by my other host.
Karen.
And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the April Record Store Day release in 2023.
April 22nd, right?
Yes, April 22nd. We've done Record Stores Days in the past. Typically, there's like a spring release, and then there's Black Friday release where a bunch of stuff will come out. And some of the stuff you can get is like really cool color variants or special editions, where there's like a bonus CD or a bonus couple discs of vinyl that you can get with like demos or live tracks, stuff like that. Last time around, I think it was either last Black Friday or I can't remember exactly, Black Friday or last
year
June.
sometime.
One of the drops they had in June or whatnot, right? But they did a Shadows Fall record. Idle Hands, I believe, was the one, but it came with a 7-inch with a new tracks on it, which is kind of cool. So I wanted to definitely get that. That was definitely Black Friday because I remember going to get that now. Okay. And metal, they definitely have some good metal stuff from time to time.
Yeah.
As
sometimes better than other times. Like,
yeah,
I know a couple years ago when we looked at it, we were like, oh, there's like nothing.
Yeah, and they also do a lot of picture discs with metal, and I hate picture discs so much because they're in like this little flimsy plasticky thing. It's just really hard to store, so I'm not a big fan of picture discs, but I love like the color vinyl and shit like that. But let's just go ahead and start the timer and start looking at this year's sort of what they have coming out this year and see how this goes. And start. Cool. All right, let's go. So just kind of scrolling through the list. There's a Black Keys live album coming out. I don't think I'm going to get that. I don't know. I kind of like live albums because it's sort of like a best of. And
yeah, I think live albums are kind of cool to. Yeah, I'm indifferent. Yeah. I like them, but I don't like them.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying. It's like kind of like a best of album where it's like the popular songs.
So maybe I'll pick that up. But I do have basically albums of the Black Keys I already want on vinyl. So it's like, But that way, everything's in one place potentially. And last couple of years, just kind of going over Record Store Day, they had they did drops because it was COVID and whatnot. So they kind of rearranged how they did it. So like limit the number of releases that were coming out. Dio's back on here. Live in Fresno, 1983. I might try to pick that one up.
Yeah, that might be
because it's the same thing, right? Like it's a best of type thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's a picture disc, where the previous years were always picture disc with Dio, and it's like, fuck that, I don't want a picture disc. So that's kind of cool to see that they finally have something non-picture disc-y. A lot of Doors, don't think I'm going to pick any of that up.
Yeah, I saw that on the list earlier, or when we looked at it before.
Enslaved, I've heard of them, never actually listened to them, so I mean, that might be a fun one to...
Going to be in Chicago, I think.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see them.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those days that we have a lot going on. No, it'd be cool to pick it up though, if you can.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like some of the stuff on Record Store Day is, if you wait like a week or so, the prices drop drastically.
Yeah.
Other times,
but then you're taking chances.
Other times they go through the roof. Yeah. Like a couple years ago or a couple times ago, they had Kitty the band, Spit the album, and sold out like right away. And now it's like $60, $80 on Discogs.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if I want to spend that price on it, but I probably will eventually.
But
same with like Jazz Sabbath. They did one of those and it went through the roof right after it sold.
Well, like, so Jazz Sabbath, like they didn't have that at the store we go to.
Right. They didn't. Yep.
And what I was going to say is like some of these are limited edition, or like the store will get one copy.
Yep.
And it's like, if you aren't the first one in line and want it, then you're not going to get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, so like right here's Lacuna Coil. They have two albums actually. Yep. They have Shallow Life and then Dark Adrenaline. Dark Adrenaline. Dyslexia is not doing well.
Adderall. Dark Adderall. That's kind of, I like that title. Somebody should pick up that title.
But like, what was this one? Shallow Life. There's only 1,350 copies of that pressed. So
for the entire US,
in
right?
entirety. No, just all overall. That little.
Do they do this internationally too?
They do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That'd be kind of fun to be somewhere internationally.
So yeah, like UK has their own list as well. Oh, so like they have certain ones. So there's different categories for Record Store Day. There's like exclusives, regional. So like this is primarily going to be released within this region.
Mm-hmm.
The UK, when they do Record Store Day, also, I don't know if it's the same day. I think it might be, but they do. They get their own regional stuff for like local bands and bands in that area, I assume. What else do we have? Motley Crue, Helter Skelter. But yes, a picture disc, so probably not. Motorhead's back on there. The Lost Tapes, Volume 4. I've done a few. I've gotten at least one Lost Tapes type thing where it was, previously unreleased live recorded, blah, 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 1984, features lineup of Lemmy, blah, 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 blah. So that's actually seems like a live album, so that might actually be fine. But when they do like the demos, I got the Doors a couple times ago, where it was just like the same song played. The demos of it, like, let's try it with this tone, let's try it with this tone. And
I don't think I would like that.
It was fine, but it wasn't great. Pearl Jam's got a thing, not the biggest Pearl Jam. We have 10, so I'm fine with just kind of skipping that. We have, like I said, 10. I like 10, so we listen to that. Some Rolling Stones probably aren't picking that up either.
A couple of years ago, or a couple of times ago, they had a really big Rolling Stones, right?
They did. They
like a box set or something.
No, it was like just the one of print.
Oh.
It was like $100 for it.
Yeah.
It was like supposed to be the special limited edition. Like originally, it was pressed this way with 3 different colors by hand type thing. I don't know. It was very gimmicky, for sure. And there's only like one per store if they even got one.
Yeah.
So this one, various artists, 50 Years of TV's Greatest Hits Part 2. I might try to pick that up because there's some cool shit on there possibly, right? Like,
that'd be kind of fun just to play and be like, what, like the theme song, like try to pick out the theme songs or something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have?
In this moment.
In this moment. I skipped over that last time too. Beautiful Tragedy. I'll probably try to pick that up. And we've talked about in this one. I don't know if it's on podcast or not, but I'm a decent fan of their music, their live shows, the different.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that extensively. Well, no, maybe not. I don't know if we ever posted that episode.
Yeah,
now
I don't
that
think we
about
did. Yeah.
But yeah, we aren't the biggest fan of the live show. Well, we did talk about it during open air.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about that there. Death Greatest Hits. So their greatest hits album.
Are you gonna get that?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. We don't really. I know of Death, but I don't know their music that well.
Yeah.
So once again, we talked also about getting more greatest hits albums, and like I was thinking about that when I first started getting into music. I would buy like a greatest hits from somebody, and listen to that to get like a bearing of what I thought of their music.
Yeah.
And if I like it, then I'll go other places. Which that's true for Death too, I think.
And I know the record store in Lakeview. What's it called? Reckless
Records.
They always have like every single episode, every single album. There's a Dope. We're gonna see Dope this week.
Yep, and we've seen them before. So like I'll probably try to get that as well. So there's decent stuff coming out this year, in terms of Record Store Day. And there's a couple more I saw that. Let's see if we can get to.
Hey, we're running out of time.
We are.
There's more. Out of time. I didn't think we'd have enough time to even. Or I thought we would like go through the list and be like,
And like, there's a lot of stuff that's really weird and nuanced. Like, there was one I didn't know about, but I ended up picking up eventually. Was Serge Tankian, doing like a fake. And we're out of time, but it was a fake. Oh fuck! What's the word I'm trying to think of? Score, like the music score.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For a movie that was a fake science fiction movie. Got that. It's interesting and fun. Yeah, Shadows Fall War Within. That was the last one I think I could remember. We are out of time. Let's just quickly scroll through. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we would have missed. That like I will like somebody else will say something about and like, oh shit, I'll pick that up eventually type thing. But yeah, those ones we called out are sort of the ones that we're most interested in trying to get. Yeah. Good year. Good time around right now for metal, I think, for Record Store Day. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
Oh, Kitty's on there somewhere too, I think. Or at least they were at one point. Yeah, go out, check out live music, buy music, support bands. Just go enjoy music.
Bye.
Yeah.